Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on Watchbox Reviews or our website. Reach out to me directly at tmosso@thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing an SIHH 2018 launch. From the Elegante by FP Journe collection, this is the Elegante 48 Titalyt, a men's watch built around the Elegante 48 case in grade 5 titanium with a Titalyt coating on the exterior that creates a lovely satin finish, a dark intensity, a high contrast, and immense scratch resistance. Now the watch is a standard Elegante 48. As you can see, it's the watch launched in 2016, a men's version of the original Journe Elegante. It is 48mm lug-to-lug, only 7.7mm thick, and across the case 39.5mm with an 18mm spacing between the lugs. Let's throw it on my 16cm circumference wrist, and as you can see, it wears flatter than any FP Journe mechanical timepiece, easy to fit underneath the cuff, and because of the curvature of the case, remember you're looking at a highly cambered case shape, it really fits well on a wrist as small as 13cm circumference. So even if you do have a petite wrist, it's going to look great, and if you have a big wrist, it's a broad watch, so while not extensive across the wrist, it does have a lot of surface area to give it a real stance and presence, easily sliding underneath any cuff. This is a full-fledged sports watch from FP Journe. Let's talk about the hardware and the software. First, you can see the strap has pull-tab spring bars on the underside so you can remove it easily without resort to a tool. There's a lovely FP Journe interlocking logo style pattern on the bottom that lifts the strap slightly above the wrist, creating hollows to vent the wrist. You'll appreciate this vulcanized rubber strap conforms to the end of the case, so you have a highly integrated look as though the watch were on a bracelet. You can see how it swells perfectly to match the volume of the lugs. Aesthetically, it's excellent, both for its taper and its contrast. It's also supple and silky, easily flexible over the wrist. It's extremely comfortable. Now you have a titanium deployant clasp. A sports watch should have a deployant clasp to guard against dropping while donning or removing. You can see media blasted and polished internally. It has the Titalyt coating on the outside that helps to prevent scratches and also provides tonal consonance with the case. You can see the case itself is fairly complex. There is a compound curvature to the case and a little bit of a concave profile to the lugs themselves, a bit like FP Journe's round cases. There's a lovely shaped bezel that traces the arc of the case but also has a handsome camber and curvature to it. It arcs up towards a flat bezel that features the traditional FP Journe triple recess Holt type screw, and then we have a shaped crystal, and it is remarkable because not only does the shaped crystal trace the shape of the dial, the bezel, and the case, these are always difficult to make water resistant, and with 50 meters water resistance and a screw down crown, this is the most water resistant and swimmable FP Journe timepiece ever made, and that comes directly from FP Journe to my ears and now to yours. The dial is handsome and features FP Journe's conventional dial side bolts, so you can see the screws, black polish dating back to his first wristwatches, still present, copied by everyone, but FP Journe was the original with that style. Now, the dial itself is a solid block of superluminova, so you actually see the negatives of the calibrations, the numerals, and the letters, as well as the hands. They're backlit at night. Now, as you can see, that screw-down crown allows me to activate a hacking seconds function, so I can stop the seconds and synchronize this watch precisely. I can also set the timepiece. As you'll note, there's no play in these hands. It is a very precise setting mechanism. There's also an eccentric weight down at 4 o'clock, or well, about 4:25. As you can see, the eccentric weight moves as I move the watch, and the purpose of that mass is to wake up the watch. The microprocessor will shut the watch down after 35 minutes of inactivity, as judged by the lack of movement. Then the watch will go into a standby mode. On the wrist, as worn daily, the watch can run for 8 to 10 years on one battery, but in standby mode, sitting on a shelf, the battery can last 18 years, a world's first. Now, when it wakes itself up, it senses motion, the hands will move back to the correct time, which the microprocessor remembers, and the hands will only move in the direction that is closest to the current time to save energy, so they will move in both directions as needed. The timepiece, featuring Calibre 1210, 12 French lean in diameter, and 2010 was the year work started. Featuring hand finishing in 18 karat rose gold, this 18 jewel movement is extraordinarily extraordinarily accurate to 10 seconds per month or better. Again, 50 meters water resistant and swimmable. This is a lifetime movement, not just for the lifetime of the owner, but for the lifetime of the watch through generations of ownership. This is true luxury quartz, high quality, infinitely servable, watchmaker decorated, and as you can see, FP Journe through and through, designed to look good and work just as well. If you love this FP Journe Elegante 48 Titalyt, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com, to live the dream and take the plunge with the most swimmable of Journes. And we're back with the FP Journe Elegante 48, another bright idea from FP Journe.